Hi, welcome back. Certainly glad you could join us today.
Alright, that was a good speech. Raban is always very motivating. So our last stop is back home, where we started our adventure, Limsa Lominsa. So let's go hear what the Admiral has to say.
The Garleans are another matter altogether.
So much for our alliance.
It's sunk beyond the seabed.
Brothers and sisters of the sea, hearken unto me. Look upon this, our mighty crimson standard, and tell me your hearts do not swell with pride. 700 summers have come and gone since our forefathers first ran aground in this fertile bay. In that time, guided by the Mother of Oceans, Limsa Lominsa has grown from humble fishing village to uncontested ruler of the 5 seas and beyond.
Did you look as the Admiral bid you? It is a rather stirring standard, I must say. The crimson field is meant to signify the blood of fallen crewmates, while the black longship represents a pirate vessel.
When the Garlean Empire marched upon Eorzea, we assembled beneath the Maelstrom standard, and our grand company was reborn. All answered the call, from the Knights of the Barracuda to Hilthier's bloody executioners, and together we met our would-be conquerors upon the field of Cartano. That day, the world bore witness to the united strength of Limsa Lominsa. I swear to you, no army ever fought harder or with more courage. Yet many of ours did not survive. Join me now in remembering those who fought in the name of freedom and fell. May their souls be returned to the sea. It has been 5 long years since the calamity struck. 5 long years of tireless rebuilding. Yet still the wounds of the calamity fester and weep. But when I stand atop the mizzenmast and gaze out upon our battered and broken vessel, I see an undying spirit. Did we not build all this from the wreck of the Galadian all those centuries ago? Shall we not do so again? Yet there are those who would see this ship of ours sink beneath the waves of the restless Rotano. The Sahagin creep ashore seeking blood for their accursed god.
Those fishback
The Sahagin have
bastards.
risen?
While the mines of Ogomero spew forth kobolds who push ever south, despoiling our lands as they go. These savage beast tribes will be the first waves to crash against our creaking hull. And behind them swells the grim tide of the Garlean Empire. Even now, the Curs fly their flags within our borders. Doubt not, but that they will be upon us ere long. We are well nigh surrounded. Yet there are those among us who would rather turn their swords against their crewmates than our cannons against our foes. How can we hope to repel our many enemies when mutiny breeds below deck? There is but one course left to us. One bearing that will bring us victory over the beast hordes and the Empire both, and see this ship safe to port. We must mend the rift the calamity has reopened twixt pirate and maelstrom, and stand fast with our adventurer brothers against the coming tempest. Mark ye well, a crew without unity is no crew at all. 'Tis but a mass of drowned men. To me, then, brothers and sisters of the sea, gather beneath the undying crimson standard, and pledge me your strength, your skill, your wisdom. And with the guidance of the navigator, this great vessel of ours shall ride the waves till sea swallows all.
Long live the Admiral!
Melvin!
Fancy meeting you again.
As the Admiral mentioned in her address, Linsa Laminsa is plagued by two beast tribes. The first are the fish-like Sahagin, worshippers of the primal Leviathan. The second are the kobolds, who dwell beneath the earth and take the primal Titan for their god. As if the beast tribe's presence weren't troublesome enough, the Garleans have also chosen to erect a fortress right in the Laminsans' backyard. And that is to say not of internal strife. As a nation of pirates, there is no end to the blood feuds between various factions, and while they fight amongst themselves, the Garleans whet their blades and watch. If the Laminsans are to have any hope of withstanding the Empire, they must first resolve their own affairs. Differences must be set aside, and the primal threat dealt with once and for all. To this end, I expect that they will soon take a decisive action against the beast tribes. Mark my words, the Maelstrom Standard will be drenched a deeper shade of crimson ere long. That a capable adventurer like you would be a valuable addition to their crew is beyond question. But will you sail with the Admiral? There they go, off to be snotty little kids somewhere else. Soothing. This is Minfilia. You are well, I hope? Would I be correct in thinking that the final remembrance service is now concluded? A moment ago, you say. What a coincidence. Jesting aside, I trust you remember our guests from the Grand Companies? Well, delighted though we are to have them here at the Waking Sands, it would not do to keep them in suspense any longer than necessary. In short, hurry back. Alright, here we are back with Minfilia and the officers. I think I know who I'm going to go with. I think I know. I'm pretty sure.
The gods only know what grand company our adventurer friend will keep. The wheels of change are in motion regardless.
Brother, are you certain this course is best?
Whatever do you mean, dear sister?
The so-called remembrance ceremonies were little more than standard waving rallies. As though the Calamity and Seventh Umbral era warranted scarcely a mention.
Well, of course they were standard waving rallies. Since you are so observant, mayhap you noticed what mention was made of the Warriors of Light? None. I suppose they must have forgotten the heroes who spared Eorzea a fate worse than the Calamity? No, dear Alize, they haven't forgotten these details. They have elected to omit them. Deep are the wounds the Calamity inflicted upon Eorzea. So deep, in fact, that the realm still bleeds. Needless to say, the beast tribes and their primals do little to alleviate the pain. So, the task of salving Eorzea's wounds falls to the scions of the Seventh Dawn, with a little help from our friends, the Grand Companies. Remembrance will yield no remedy. If our world is to heal, we must put the horrors of the Calamity behind us.
Our grandfather would never entrust the fate of the realm to despots who rewrite history to their convenience. There must be another way to cure what ails this world, and I mean to find it.
You are most welcome to try. Our paths may differ, but our destination is the same. In time, I dare say we will see eye to eye.
I should hope so.
My lady!
We are to escort you.
Hope does not come into it. We share the burden of this fate, dear sister, and will prevail together or not at all. The salve will serve not only to close up our present wounds, but prevent old ones from opening anew.
So they just had to have the little chat, brotherly and sister chat. Okay, back to the big decision. Let's see. I'm not really a big fan of the color yellow or snakes, so I don't think I'll be joining the Twin Adders. And the Immortal Flames, I joined on another character, so I don't want to join them again. So the only option really left to us is the Maelstrom. And it works out because they're in Navy, and our hero and mentor, Bob, was a member of the Air Force. And everyone knows that the Air Force is just the Navy with better food. So I think we'll join the Maelstrom. That seems right. How was the Admiral's speech? Ah, but you need not explain. That you stand before me now is answer enough. You have resolved to join the Maelstrom, have you not? Yes, I have. That's the spirit, lad. With allies like you, how much stronger is our crew? Let us brave the seas together, friend. Now the choice is made. It is time to add your name to our rolls. Make your way to Maelstrom Command back in Limsa. 'Tis on the upper decks, in case you have forgotten. I will send word to our personal officer to expect you. The duties of a Maelstrom soldier can be both arduous and challenging, but I promise you, you will not regret this choice. May your passage be swift and your bearing sure. Fantastic. Now back to Limsa to officially join the Maelstrom. And here we are at Maelstrom Command, so we just talked to the personnel officer and everything should be taken care of. Hail, adventurer. What business have you at Maelstrom Command? My name is Soothing Paintings. I believe you are expecting me. Soothing Paintings, aye. Our recruitment officer sent word of your coming. It shall be my honor to induct you into the ranks of the Maelstrom. Now, before I can accept your oath, you must be made aware of several... Sir! What is it, Private? This had better be important. Sir, we've received a report from a lookout in Lower Lenosha, sir. Imperial forces have fired upon a Highwind Skyways airship. The vessel is in a bad way, sir, and appears to be banking for an emergency landing in Cedarwood. Cedarwood? Damn it. We have no troops available in that area. The bulk of our infantry is bogged down on the coast, skirmishing with the fishbacks. Paintings. This is highly irregular, but I fear your first duty in service to the Maelstrom must needs be unofficial. If our man in Lower Lenosha is correct, the airship will come down in territory crawling with Imperial scouts. If there are any survivors, we must reach them before the Garleans do. Make haste to Cedarwood, locate the airship, and if any of its occupants are alive, make sure they come to no further harm. We'll see about swearing you in upon your return. Okay, so we gotta go to Lower Lenosha, to the Cedarwood, to try and see if there are any survivors of this airship wreck. Alright, we've made it to the airship. Looks like one of the crewmen survived, so let's talk to him, see what he has to say, see if he can explain why there was an airship flying around in the first place. An adventurer? What are you doing out here? No, wait. Let's find some cover first. Maelstrom Command sent you? How do I know you're not an Imperial spy? You don't even have a uniform. He's paranoid. Oh look, Maelstrom guys. Be at ease, sir. We are of the Maelstrom. You're a Garland Ironworks engineer, yes? One of our lookouts reported the attack on your craft. We're here to rescue you. You must be Paintings. Good work on reaching our friend here before the Imperials. I've never seen a craft of this design. Must be Garland's work. Is there no end to the man's treachery? The secrets of Magitech belong in Imperial hands. They are not to be squandered on Eorzean savages. We are taking this craft back to the fortress. Dismantle it if you must, and bring the engineer. Someone must pay for Garland's crimes. Oh, there's an engineer still on the ship. Scouting party from Castra Macedons, I'd say. Seems they want your ship, engineer. Wedge, you have to help him. That fool of a Lalafell was hiding inside the tiny Bronco. The tiny Bronco? Isn't it the newest design people have been whispering about? It's the first airship we've built since the Calamity, and first since Master Garland, well, since he went missing. After years of work, she is finally ready for her first test flight, and she was soaring, she really was, till those bastards blasted her out of the sky. Alright, pay attention. We're going to hit these Imperials hard and fast. If they want a souvenir from Eorzea, they can have a knife in the gut, but they're not getting that ship. Oh, and don't forget to save the Lalafell. What say you, Paintings? Ready to give those curs a hiding? Hell yeah. Like a tidal wave, lads. Charge! An ambush! To arms! Let's kill some Imperials. Ooh, that's a big match attack. Duty complete. Biggs. Wedge, you shouldn't have stayed with the ship. That was a close one. So these two, Biggs and Wedge. Biggs and Wedge are names that are used over and over again in Final Fantasy games. I'm like 80% sure they're Star Wars references. But, I mean, maybe not. But I'm pretty sure they are. But anyway, it took me forever to get them straight, like who's who, who's Biggs, and who's Wedge, until I realized it was very simple. Biggs is the big guy. Biggs is big. And Wedge is the little guy, and you can wedge him places. So that's how I remember what their names are. Too damn close. So, how's she look anyway? The auxiliary propeller is a dead loss, but I think we can wring enough thrust from the main propeller to get us airborne. A few minor modifications, and we should be able to fly the tiny Bronco home. We'll stand watch until the ship is ready to take off. The Imperials will come looking for their scouts eventually, but I doubt they'll get here for a good while yet. Paintings, you're free to return to Maelstrom Command and complete your induction. Ordinarily, I'd ask you to stay, but I think we'd all feel better knowing an adventurer of your ability was safely sworn in and ready for the next mission. Rest assured, I'll inform Command of the part you played today. I, just wanted to say, for calling you an Imperial spy and all that. Got that one wrong, didn't I? Haha. Seriously, though, if it hadn't been for you and the Maelstrom lads here, we'd be chained up in a dungeon by now. I am in your debt, friend. We both are. Wedge. Thank you. We're very grateful. Hell yeah, beat up some Imperials, save some people. Their airship is gone now, so I assume they did their work. So let's head back to Maelstrom and finish inducting ourselves. Okay, now we're here and we can finish all the paperwork and get ourselves enlisted properly. Welcome back, Paintings. I just heard the report. You needn't be concerned about the engineers. They completed their return trip without further Imperial interference. I must admit, I had my doubts at first, but it seems the stories about you are true. I look forward to seeing what else you're capable of, after you're properly inducted into the Maelstrom, of course. Now, speaking of your induction, download red dye, hell yeah. Let's start afresh, shall we? You are welcome here, Soothing Paintings. That such a well-respected adventurer would choose to join our ranks is most heartening. Before you swear your allegiance to us, however, it is only right that I tell you exactly what it is that you will be joining. A grand company is more than simply a collection of soldiers. It is an all-encompassing organization, which draws upon the resources of an entire city-state to form a unified military force capable of standing against the nation's deadliest enemies. We of the Maelstrom are charged with meeting the threats posed by the Primals and the Garlean Empire, and solving the many problems caused by the Calamity. Every man and woman who serves under our colors has the role to play in keeping the great warship that is Limsa afloat, and on whatever heading the Chief Admiral Merylville Blosfisen sees fit to set. As part of this grand vessel's crew, you will be expected to take your turn at the oars, for the winds do not look favorable, lad, and the strength of arm may be all that sees us to safe port. If I've lost you with the talk of ship and oar, let me put it another way. A Maelstrom soldier labors till his last breath, fights till his last drop of blood. We give our all in service in this nation, and no less is expected of you. Paintings. It is customary for new recruits to swear an oath of their choosing upon entering the Maelstrom's rank. Is there aught you'd like to say? What skills I have are yours, till sea swallows all. Ah yes, the many and varied skills of the adventurer. I've no doubt that your travels have furnished you with such knowledge as will provide invaluable to our cause. Soothing Paintings, I hereby assign you the rank of Storm Private 3rd Class. You are now officially a soldier of the Maelstrom. Welcome aboard, Private. May you serve Limsa well, till sea swallows all. Alright, we joined the Maelstrom officially. Fantastic. Can you hear me, Soothing? This is Minfilia. An officer of the Maelstrom contacted me with news of your enlistment. Our congratulations, Private Paintings. I have no doubt that you are eager to make the acquaintance of your new comrades, but I would ask that you pay us a visit to your old ones first. Remember, though you are now a man of the storm, you are no less a scion. Pray, return to the Waking Sands at your earliest convenience. There are some friends here whom I would very much like you to meet. We shall be waiting. No rest for the wicked, eh? Before you make yourself scarce, I recommend having a word with Commander Riki. Might be worth your while. You may now accept the quest, My Little Chocobo, by speaking with Rashat Riki. This quest must be completed in order to proceed to the end of the main scenario for Realm Reborn. Okay, so the quest My Little Chocobo is a quest you get from any Grand Company after you join them. And what it essentially does is they give you a quest and you have to earn Grand Company seals, which are the currency of the Grand Company, to buy a Chocobo license. And once you have a Chocobo license, you can get a mount Chocobo that moves you around a lot faster than running. So, let's talk to Riki and grab that quest. Well, if it isn't private paintings, I must say the tales of your deeds have been an inspiration to the troops. Our duties take us far and wide, and I'll wager you've slogged across quite a few malms of countryside on naught but your own 2 feet. Such a sterling soldier of the Maelstrom deserves his own steed. Let us see about having one issued for you. All you need to do is obtain a Storm Chocobo issuance by exchanging company seals with the quartermaster. Once you have this deed, present it to Fragim, and she will see you saddled up on one of our own trusty birds. Alright. So, let's see, the Storm Quartermaster. Storm Chocobo issuance is 200 company seals. So, you can get company seals a couple of ways at this level. You can get seals by doing fates, which is probably the most common way of doing them. Or if you go over here to your hunting log, you see that we now have Maelstrom hunting logs. And each time you kill or finish a hunting log, you get a reward of seals. So see, if we head over to Eastern Thanalan and take out 3 Amalja hunters, we can get 240 seals, which is enough to get the issuance. So I think that's what we're gonna do. Let's see. East Shroud, Apollonosha. Alright. Let's head to Eastern Thanalan and kill some Amalja. Okay, I was looking at the Maelstrom hunting log, and I noticed that quite a few of my targets are inside this dungeon. Halatali. So I think what we're going to do is queue up for this dungeon and get our Grand Company seals that way. Because that'll be a lot more seals, a lot quicker than just killing a few Amalja. So we're going to queue up, and depending on how long this takes, we'll see when I get back to talking to you all. But I'm just going to wait here for a while and see if the queue pops. So, talk to you in a bit. Alright, we made it into the dungeon. I didn't even have to wait that long. I waited maybe 4 minutes, which is pretty good, especially for this late at night. Usually it takes 5 to 10 minutes to find a group, but this one was only 3 or 4 minutes, so you know, it works out. Alright, now let's do this. One boss down, 2 to go. Alright, level up, level 30. Got another job quest to do. Let's go through this ethereal flow and kill the last boss. Ooh, who's this? Who's our final boss? Oh, look at him. He's a big old boy. Let's see. Ooh, not a good looking face. Alright. Tengata. Let's kill him. Alright, another level up. And Tengata is down. Fantastic. Level 31 now. Look at our party, so happy. Yeah.